So this is my first video. I'm sorry it took so long. This is mainly just going to be of my complexion and contour. Now everyone's different depending on your face shape and whatnot, but I'm not claiming that this is natural. This is not for everybody. This is for someone that doesn't mind looking cakey, doesn't mind wearing a lot of makeup. Let me just save your little typing fingers and say, you can call me a cake face, clown face, tell me I wear too much makeup. You can say I'm a man. I've been called a man a million times. I look ridiculous. Whatever you have to say that's negative, I don't care. I like how I do my makeup, and I don't care, okay? So just save your negative comments for yourself. I know there are going to be some out there who are still going to do it anyways. So yeah, so I will make another video of a more like natural, everyday face, with like drugstore products, because I use a lot on my face, I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, so hopefully you like this, and if you don't, let me know. Maybe I'll make another one. Maybe I'll get better over time. I'm sorry if this sucks. Okay, ready, go. So the first thing I start out with is a primer. I'm more oily in the T-zone, and then I have larger pores right in here, so the makeup just kind of enhances that. So I've been using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Naked, it's backwards, SPF 20. It has a little bit of color, so you can use it by itself on like your days off or something when you want a little bit of coverage, but I like to use it as my primer. It also has really good anti-aging benefits to it, so it's going to help reduce the size of pores, even out the complexion if you have acne scarring like I do. It helps with that. And then a good SPF. I like to apply it with an e.l.f. brush I got at Target. I don't know. I don't really know what it's for, but this is what I use it for. So I mainly focus in the T-zone. So my forehead, down the nose, and then on the chin. To your fingers, I just like it with the brush. I feel like with my fingers I tend to use too much and then it kind of rolls on the skin or flakes. If that happens, it means you're just using way too much primer. It's not necessarily the primer itself. So I'm mainly focusing T-zone and a little bit on the cheeks. So now I'm going to use foundation just all over. I kind of switch in between the Urban Decay Naked Skin and Hourglass Immaculate Foundation. This one is my favorite because it keeps you matte all day if you're oily. It has really good skincare benefits to it. It actually helps prevent breakouts, treat any current breakouts. It doesn't let bacteria grow on the face. You won't break out. It keeps you matte all day. It's amazing. It's amazing. But I ran out, so it kind of sucks. And then I like this one because it looks like skin and it feels lightweight, but I ran out of this too. So right now I'm going to use MAC Studio Fix Foundation. It's not my favorite. I mean, it makes me break out. I like the coverage, but I'm going to get huge breakouts and I'm going to be mad. But it's what I got, so I'm going to use it. I'm using a Sephora foundation brush. It's really dirty. They don't make these anymore, but it's just a flat foundation brush, nothing special. So I just do this all over the face. Okay, so now I have an even coverage all over the face. It's nothing like too heavy or whatever. I just kind of need a very even base. So now I can start my highlight and contouring part. So for my highlight, I use the Estée Lauder, the Double Wear Foundation as my what's this called, concealer. I find that this works for me really well as a concealer. Most concealers, they swear they don't crease and they're full coverage, and I've tried them all and they always crease on me, and this one just doesn't. It's very matte, which is good because I'm oily, and it stays put all day, no problem. The coverage is amazing. You kind of have to work quick with it because it dries really fast, and once it dries, it's on. Like, it won't blend or anything, so kind of work fast. I'm actually just going to use my fingers for this. I don't like to use brushes if I don't have to on myself. So I'm just going to put it underneath the eye, coming down to the edge of my nose, and then coming out almost to my hairline. Okay, so I have underneath my eyes, coming down to the edge of my nose, and then out to my hairline, and then you just fill it all in, and then all the way up my lids to my eyebrows. So pretty much like a mask almost. And then I'm going to put it down my nose, center of my nose, bringing it up on my forehead. You only need a little bit of this stuff. If you get too much, it's just a lot, and it gets cakey and it will kind of crease on you. And then I put some like on a little triangle on my chin, like that. And I'm super sloppy when I do my face. Honestly, because I don't really care. I always end up fixing it. Hormonally, we always get red around the nose and the mouth, so you can always pop concealer around there too. Pretty much, it's almost like all over my face. Under the eye, middle of the nose, upwards in like a triangle, down the nose, and then triangle on my chin, and around here too, just almost everywhere. Okay, so now for the actual like contour part, I like to use an actual foundation. So this is Laura Mercier oil-free foundation in deep bronze. Now you only need a tiny bit. Like, you probably, it's right there. A tiny bit goes a long way. I'm going to use, this is by, it's Sephora. It's called a face contour brush. Now, we don't sell this exact one that has the pink handle, but we do still we sell an actual contour brush. It's kind of fluffier. I don't know. It works really well. Before this, I used to use like a blush brush. And then if you don't have a blush brush, I've used a concealer brush just to kind of get that clean line. And you can always blend with your fingers or just like a powder brush and swirl. There's so many different ways I've done it before, and it's constantly changing every day. But right now, this is how I've been doing it. So I just pick up a little bit, tiny bit of the product. Now, different face shapes are going to contour in different places, but for me, because I'm square up here, and then I'm kind of like round or square, I don't really know what I am down here, round, I don't know. I'm going to place it right underneath my cheekbone, so middle of my ear, kind of heading towards my mouth, the edge of my mouth, except I'm going to stop at the edge of my eyebrow, down, if that makes sense. Edge of your eyebrow, straight down, is where you want to stop. I like this brush because it kind of finds the little hollow area for you, and then it also blends the edge too. So I just kind of keep going over it until my edge is nice and soft. There's some days where like I'm having a bad contour day and it's like a fat line all the way down here, and it's okay. Practice makes perfect. So now I'm going to do like along the hairline up here to make my forehead look a little bit more rounded and not so square. So I just kind of pat, and then I'll blend the edge. Or sometimes I'll even use my fingers. And just kind of blend backwards. Try not to blend forwards, because if you blend forward, you're going to bring that darker color forward and you're kind of losing the shape that you want to achieve. The ideal face shape is oval, so what you're doing is kind of creating shadows so you get an oval face. So think of the areas that you almost want to erase. So when you're square, I want to make it more round. So then I would just kind of want to eliminate these places to make it look more oval, if that makes sense. Sometimes if I mess up or I get just too much color, I go back with like my foundation brush and just kind of pat along the edge. If you have a beauty blender, it's awesome for kind of blending the edges. I don't have one. I have one at work that I like and I use it all the time, but I personally don't have one. But if you have one, use it. It's amazing for blending when you're contouring. And then I'm going to do my double chin to eliminate that. I could exercise, but I'd rather just for right now put some dark foundation down there. Hide it. And bringing it down the neck so I don't have an obvious line. Sometimes I just don't blend it because I don't really care. I mean, I'm obviously not natural looking, so whatever. Now I'm just kind of going over and blending any hard edges. Because when this stuff dries, same thing, it's like, it's there. So you gotta make sure everything's blended. Okay, so then I get my concealer brush with a little bit of the Estee Lauder foundation. And I'm gonna clean up the edge right here because I want a harsh line. So I'm just going to start from the front and draw a line back so I get that harsh line. Then I'm going to go along the sides of my nose. Now if you wanted to do like a serious contour on your nose, I would use a smaller brush. But for today, I'm just going to use my contour brush and kind of go alongside my nose. Contour first and then the highlight second. I always do it first for some reason. It's just a habit I got into doing. But usually most people will do it after the bronzer part. Kind of just up to you, really. So now if you wanted, you can set your whole face with like a translucent powder. and then move on to the rest of your face. But I like my foundation very full and very cakey because that's how I like it. So of course I'm not going to use a translucent powder. No. I'm going to add more cake to the face. So I just got, well, I didn't just get it. I got it a couple weeks ago. The Kat Von D Lock-It Tattoo Foundation Powder in light 45. I'm pretty white. Full coverage, matte finish, bomb. Not gonna lie. I use a sponge that it comes with. And it has a little mirror. It's cute. And I'm just gonna press wherever my lighter color's at. This is gonna set everything, prevent it from creasing underneath my eyes, prevent it from pretty much going anywhere throughout the day. If you like full coverage and you just want a powder, this stuff is bomb. Hey. So now to set my contour part, I like to use Bare Minerals, their Ready Foundation Powder. This one is Golden Deep. Now this is an actual pressed foundation you're supposed to use. I like to use it for my contour. So let's say like on my days off when I do more of a natural face, my kind of natural, I use this instead of the liquid, like just this by itself. Or if you just like to use like a matte bronzer and you can never find a good matte bronzer anywhere, I've tried them all, just use a pressed foundation powder. It's like the best way to go. You can find a good color and a really deep shade depending on your complexion. Because sometimes a matte bronzer is too light and it doesn't even show up on your face, and then when you keep piling it on, it almost gets gray or kind of muddy looking. So just use a pressed foundation powder. It's the best way to go. So I wiped down my contour brush. It's dirty right now. I really need to wash it. Sorry. And then I kind of just pick up a little bit, and then I go over my contour to set it and deepen it a little bit because I want it more dramatic. With a little bit of product. You don't need a whole lot. You can always add more. If you get too much product and it's way too dark, it takes a lot more work to kind of get it off. So just remember, start with a little. You can always add more. It's way easier to make something look darker than it is to make something look dark, look lighter. Okay, so then, for the most part, we got all that. Just gonna kind of, I'm almost done, I swear. So now I'm going to add blush, or sometimes I'll just wear bronzer, but I want some blush today. So I'm going to use, let's do Smashbox. Yeah, I'm going to do the Smashbox Halo blush. This one is In Bloom. I like this one. A little bit goes a long way. You turn it and it comes out, and you only need a tiny bit. I'm going to use a blush brush, Sephora brand, just a little bit. So now I'm going to kind of go over where my contour is at, because I don't want it to be contour and then like an obvious space and then my blush. I want it kind of to be blended. So starting from the hairline coming to the apple of my cheek, I just kind of pat it on. Really soft. Well, as natural as it can get. Now I'm going to add a highlight to my cheek for a little bit of glow. God, my bags are so bad. I needed to sleep. Jeez. Okay, this is Laura Mercier's Starlight Powder. This stuff is bomb. You get a lot, and a tiny bit goes a really long way. I'm going to use... This is technically like a natural foundation brush for powder or even liquids. I'm going to use it for my highlight. So I'm just going to kind of press it right onto my cheekbone. It's got like a gold kind of shimmer to it, I guess. Okay, so that's my actual foundation part. Now I'm going to go in to do my eyebrows, my eyes, and then my lips, and then that will be it. So I'll be right back. Okay, so after everything, put on my lashes, eyeshadow, brows, lip. On my eyes, I just used the Urban Decay Naked Palette, the original one. All the darker colors. This thing is just falling apart. I use pretty much from here backwards. On my brows, I use Makeup Forever Aqua Brow in number 15. And then Kelly Baker Brow Powder on the outer part of my eye. And I'll do like a tutorial or something if you want. On my lips, I have this lip liner I got from Sally's. It's called Beautique, and it's called Natural. I like these lip liners. They're only like $1, I think, or $2. I don't know. But they're awesome. I love them. And then my lipstick, Sephora brand. It's just number 1. It's their matte lipsticks. But it's a really good nude. It's probably one of my favorites. I love this one. And that is it. Yes, so let me know what you would like to see next. I can do a more like drugstore face if you want, or my face when I'm not working, because this is like what I'd wear if I were working or going out. Actually, this is probably my everyday, I'm lying. But I do have faces that I do that are cheap and quick and easy, like drugstore stuff. So I can make a video of that if you want. And I hope this was good. It was my first video, so give me a break if it sucked, okay? I'll make another one if it sucked that bad. Okay? Cool. Thanks for watching. Bye.